It has begun.
Leave it, Uncle. It's not important.
What is going on, guys? BriarRabbit here, and this is Diablo Reaper of Souls Ultimate Evil Edition on the PlayStation 4. This game just came out for both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and it is pretty damn good. So, if you don't know anything about this game came out for PC and Macintosh about 2 years ago as Diablo 3. And since then, many changes have been made to the game, and finally culminating in this console release for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. One of the new changes is that we have a new character class, the Crusader class, you can see on the screen now. They also give you some basically free items to get started with. The shoulder pads I'm wearing now are a free item. I also got a pretty good ring. And this Crusader is only a level 18. As you can see, he's pretty well upgraded. I'm wearing a crown that I killed a king for, and a nice shield and some nice armor. All these things we're getting very early. So one of the problems with the game in its earliest incarnation on the PC when it first came out was Blizzard decided to create a store. So that any items you found could actually be... Let's go through here. We're going to jump into our quest here. Any items you found could actually be sold in that store. And what that created was an economy and a system for loot drops that didn't really work like older Diablo games. And it frustrated a lot of players. So they've taken that store away, and now the loot drops happen much more quickly and somewhat more satisfying. So I really enjoy how loot works much more than when I originally played this game. I played it on the Macintosh. The game was good on the Mac, the original Diablo 3, but this is a much more satisfying way of getting loot. And I'm really happy about it. So this is the console version, and as you can see, the graphics look pretty stupendous. The screen is zoomed in a little bit more than on the PC or the Macintosh version, probably to account for screens that are further away from your face. So it makes it a little easier to see if you're playing on a screen that isn't, 12 inches away from your face like a monitor would be. The console combat works very well. Your left stick controls your character movement. Your right stick allows you to evade like that, so you can actually dodge stuff like that. And all your attacks and abilities are mapped to buttons on your controller. And you can see what they're mapped to on the bottom left-hand side. And by clicking in the touchpad on the right-hand side, you can actually change a lot of that stuff. So you can see I have skills here unlocked, and you can use this radial button to select skills and go through all of that stuff. And for the most part, I really like how they've changed the interface for the console. It's a little hard to get used to at first, but over time, you get used to it, and it's actually a really fast and really effective way of managing your inventory, checking your skills, checking all your followers' stuff. It's just a nice way of doing it. It's actually a little better than I think the original Diablo 3 inventory management was on the PC and Macintosh. So I think the game looks fantastic. It runs at 1080p, 60 frames per second on both the Xbox One and PS4. Although I have heard reports that the Xbox One version...
families hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
The Xbox One version will drop frames occasionally. I have not played the Xbox One version, so I can't confirm that. But the game looks fantastic on the PlayStation 4, like you can see. And it runs at a very smooth 60 frames per second. I haven't noticed any frames getting skipped or dropped or anything along those lines. So right now we're looking for basically the third part of a sword.
You cannot keep the sword from me.
And this witch here is trying to keep it from us. She also wants it. So we're just fighting through all of her followers to try and beat her to that piece of sword. So having the... Oh, I want that. Having the controls mapped to the controller actually works really well, and playing as the Paladin, which is the new... I'm sorry, I keep saying Paladin, what I mean is Crusader. Playing as the Crusader...
I hear something coming.
Actually works really well for this, because it almost feels like an action game. Ooh. Alright, let's health up there.
My wrath is low. I must wait longer.
Alright, I'm getting a little low on health, so... Oh. I can't use my health until that recharges. It just recharged.
Alright.
So several of your abilities have recharge timers. Some of them are separate from other ones. You see the big white orb on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. When that fills up, I can use my special attack, which is kind of this big sweeping attack. Does a little more damage than my standard attack. I can also drop this area of effects spell, and anybody that steps in here basically just takes constant damage. Alright.
That's how we do it in Kingsport.
So you'll see there's a few things laying around on the ground, and it seems like a good time to show you how the menu system works. I'll pick that up. You just walk up to stuff, hit X to pick it up, and then I'll go into my inventory screen. And the nice thing about this is that you'll see when I pick up new items, there will be a star flashing above the category of that item. So we're going to go into here, and we'll check out our new items. The currently equipped item is on the right-hand side, and that is a rare dagger, which actually is pretty good. Now, I got a clever two-handed club of wounding, which I can use as a Crusader, but I would have to drop my shield, and I like having the shield. And I also have an iron whip of wounding. We're going to take a look at that, so I'll just hit square button, and we can compare the two. And right off the bat, I can see that my Shiv does a heck of a lot more damage, or it has a lot better stats. It attacks faster. It does more damage, maximum. But it also does holy damage, increases my dexterity, my vitality, and it gives me more experience per kill. So I'm definitely keeping my Shiv. Alright, so we'll keep moving on. I think this game looks pretty damn good. And the fact that the loot drops are better, really, it keeps you playing more. So let's talk to this guy here.
I seek the hilt of a sword. It fell from the sky. Have you seen it?
We found it days ago. I wish we'd never brought it here.
I bet you do.
Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
I'm going back to Tristram to check on Uncle Deckard.
Alright, so she's abandoning me. And I guess, do we go in here? So we're going into the cellar of this chapel. Gold you just walk over to pick up.
Something isn't right here.
Yeah, no kidding. If you crush a lot of kind of items around, you'll actually see that you get bonuses. Right now you see that blur behind me. I've got a speed bonus for 30 seconds.
While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
Oh, great.
Known. I must get back to Kane's house.
So, that's pretty much the game. You can use these portals once you find them to transfer around the world. Kind of a quick travel. And that's pretty much the game. I really like the game. I think it plays very well. It looks spectacular. I really like using a controller. I think I prefer the controller for this game than I do a mouse and keyboard. It's just a little, I don't know, it's a little more one-to-one. It feels almost more like an action game. The RPG elements are very good. The loot drops are much better than they used to be. And the game, it just runs smoothly. It looks great. The story is a bit hit or miss. Maybe you'll like the story. Maybe you'll find it a little bit cheesy. I tend to enjoy it. It gives me a reason to kind of keep playing other than just the loot drops. But I really enjoy the game. So if you're on the fence, I got to say I kind of recommend it. If you're looking for something to hold you off for the summer, it's definitely a very similar feel to Destiny as far as, you know, collecting loot goes. If you're into that kind of a feel, Diablo invented that pretty much. I mean, they've really perfected it with Diablo. Blizzard has. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.